Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is your daily tarot reading for Saturday the 22nd of September. This is also the day when the sun goes into Libra, so happy birthday Libras. And because it's your birthday, in your honor, I'm using the most beautiful tarot deck that I own, and that is the Sorcerer's Tarot. So let's have a look at what the cards want you to be aware of today and what is going on. So we have the Eight of Swords, then we have the Three of Swords, and we have the King of Swords. So it's an all air day because the Suit of Swords is the element of air. The element of air has to do with the way you communicate with other people and the way you think and the way you communicate with yourself. So first of all, you wake up and you immediately feel stuck in terms of your own thinking. So you may wake up and feel negative. Sometimes when I'm overly stressed, I find it difficult to make simple decisions. I really have to just take a moment and center myself and then continue on, because I can get so into my own thoughts that it becomes like cement, and moving even becomes difficult. So if you wake up and you feel a certain heaviness or something that's kind of feels like that's sitting on you or that's difficult, my suggestion would be to before you get out of bed, just sit in your bed cross-legged or sit with your back against the wall and meditate for 5 minutes or 10 minutes and just loosen that cement and blow it up, because she's free to leave. These vines aren't that tough. She can move that arm and really just kick her leg out and get those vines off her and be free. So you can free yourself, but it's a day where the swords are kind of coming in. So also, but this can come from other people. If someone's jealous of you, and it's so interesting. I did this as an experiment. I don't know if I've mentioned this to you guys, but I did this as an experiment. I spoke to a couple of my friends, and I said, just as an experiment, I said to them, oh yeah, and because this negative thing happened, I sent them loads of negative energy and like lots of negative stuff. And every person I said that to said, oh, I do that all the time. And I was really shocked, because I always, in my emails and everything, I say, with love and light, I send people love and light. And that's really true. And what's also true is that people can send you hate and daggers, and they wish bad luck on you and they want to curse you. And that's a reality. So you have to protect yourself. It could be that you've suffered some sort of psychic attack here in the morning, and the best way to protect yourself from that is just to surround yourself in white light every morning. The most powerful energy that we can work with is light. In our mind's eye, the rays, as Alice Bailey, I think, spoke about them. But in my experience, light is really the most powerful thing. So surround yourself in white light, and that will protect you, and then get going. The next card is the Three of Swords. So that represents heartbreak, loss, and betrayal. Everything's ruined. He's looking at these books and crying, and there's skulls behind him. So, I don't know. Are these books so boring that you die while reading them? I don't know. He's certainly in despair about the information that he's receiving, and it's not good news. So maybe he's not happy. So the Three of Swords represents heartbreak, loss, and betrayal. So it may feel like, someone has left you. Maybe this is you clinging on to someone and saying, please, let's just give it another chance. And they're like, we've tried for 3 years and it's not working. I've got to go. I've just got to start with my life. I want to be happy. And you may then be devastated that that person is leaving, or you may be the person who's doing the leaving. And then we have the Judge, the very serious King of Swords. And he makes decisions, and he's been making decisions for a while. He's got this lion there, so he's fierce and ferocious, but he's not, he's not a judge who cuts people's heads off for the fun of it. He's a thinker. He is logical. He says, actions have consequences. If you stole the deer from the Lord's, forest, then you have to pay a fine for it. Something like that. So he looks very stern. He looks like he's powerful. This reminds me of Capricorn a little bit in a way. The fishy kind of Capricorn that you get sometimes. He works hard. He's disciplined. His head rules his heart. So logic and reason supersede fire and revenge and personal vendettas. So he really is a judge. He's someone who is objective and not personal, and he looks at something and he says, okay, well, this is the situation, this is how we need to resolve it, and let's move forward with it. So first of all, someone's going to make a decision today about whether they're coming or going. Someone's going to use this judge energy to cut themselves free, or to smash up all these books and to say, I am not listening to this crappy information anymore. I don't want to hear this anymore. I want to create information that comes from myself. I don't want to be dictated to. So he's wearing this blue robe. So he's hugely intuitive. What he needs to do is he needs to just smash all of this up and get out of there and start writing his own book about his experiences. And he needs to forget about the fact that he's had difficulties. Everyone experiences difficulties, and using that energy, that pain, and channeling it into something productive by communicating about it is really important. Remember, swords is air and communication. So whatever happens today, really be open about it and communicate about it. So maybe, something happens to you. Maybe there's a breakup today. Maybe you lose an employee. Maybe you quit your job. Maybe you decide that your course is so hard, you just can't do it anymore. You're like at the despair point. Something comes to an end in terms of the way you think. It's like, okay, this is enough already now. I've taken this. And it's amazing. We get these moments of clarity sometimes, especially in my case, it's relationships. Like I was in a relationship for years and years and years. And then one day I woke up and I was like, I'm not supposed to be in this relationship anymore. And then it was just a fact and it just came into my head and then I had to do something about it. And that's what the King of Swords is. He's like, I'm showing you this, whatever it is, your work, your relationship, your financial situation, your health, the way you eat. I'm showing you this from an objective point of view. Look at it and see whether it's good for you or not. And you'll see that something isn't good for you. So you'll either free yourself, or if you're not good for another person or something isn't good for you, it will leave your life. I would also suggest connecting with other people and speaking about these problems and issues. So calling your friends and your family and not isolating yourself from what's going on, because this kind of thing is really upsetting. And it's important that you rely on the support of people who love you. And it's also a good idea to get your friends to take you out and to kind of shoulder your burden for a little bit. That's what friends are for. Sometimes, like if you're a bit down in the dumps and you have 5 great girlfriends and you're just like, let's go out on, let's have a night on the town and just get over all of this negativity and just have fun and just enjoy ourselves and laugh and dance and do that. I'm really getting the sense that during the day you've got all this to deal with, but at night you should share what's been going on with your friends and you should have a night out and you should communicate and just let loose and just throw all of this away. Like let your hair down and just let it go. I'm getting a real sense of relief. It's over. I'm done with this. It was painful, but thank God it's over. I'm so free now. I get a real sense of freedom here in this reading for the day. And by sharing your story and what's going on, you may pique someone's interest. So also there's the potential of going from one situation, from one relationship into another relationship, because it's all swords and swords and swords. Everyone's on the same wavelength. So there are a lot of people that are going to be in your life today. 8 and 3 is 11, and 1 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3, and 3 is about new beginnings and communication. So for a new beginning to occur, something has to end. So either you cut yourself free and start fresh, or you decide, I can't do this to myself anymore. I have to end this and learn something I can actually digest. The standards are way too high. And I like him a lot. Let's call him Oscar. Oscar, the friendly, reliable judge that we all have in our lives. Oscar lives in our conscience, and he is wise. He's got a beautiful beard, and he makes good decisions. So Oscar is with us today. He's going to help us clear the rubbish so that we can have a new beginning, and he's going to communicate with us in his serious way. He's got a deep voice, and he's going to very dryly say, "This is not good for you." And you'll hear it in a very clear way, and you'll see your life in an objective manner, and it allows you to clear that stuff so you can make space for good things to come in. So I really feel that it's so important that you connect with other people today, and that you let it out, and that you talk, and that you communicate, and you share your experience. It's really important because there's something going on. There's like a cauldron of people, because we've got 3 swords pointing in a direction. There must be something down here that we're not seeing. Okay? So it's like this mix, this cauldron of people, and it's all being mixed around, and somehow there's a bigger web that's being weaved, and that's over there somewhere, and we don't know what that is. And I think it's a new relationship that is in that direction. So that's what you may experience through talking, that it's like, oh, I just overheard what you said, and I had exactly the same experience with the same boss. Oh my God, who would have thought? And then you find someone, just as an example, and that would instantly bond you, and you could have a conversation that could lead to something. So the best thing is to really stay positive and constructive, and ask Oscar to help you with that. And I'm kind of joking about that, but I kind of tend to personalize these energies in a way that I can work with them. So for me, rather than remembering the card, if I go into the day and I'm just like, okay, Oscar, the decision maker guy's on my side. That's just the way it helps me remember things. So if that helps you, good. If not, then think of something else that helps you remember. You cut yourself free. That's the good thing about the day. You cut yourself free. It may feel painful at first, but whenever you have freedom and something ends, there's then space for something better to come along. And I think the thing that's better that comes along is someone who thinks more on your wavelength and who is on your level. And despite losing something, it's actually a blessing in disguise, because something better is going to come into your life. I've done this, haven't I? Yeah. 3, new beginnings and communication. So you actually learn how to communicate with yourself. You see what's going on, and that will start new beginnings. And it's a great day for you to transform certain things in your life that no longer serve you. Have a wonderful day. If you would like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to audio reading. Please remember to subscribe to this channel. Also, when you subscribe, make sure the bell is on as well, because I do live readings on YouTube. So I use a deck of tarot cards, and you can type in your question, and I will pull one card to answer your question in a type of mini reading. And if you want to be notified when I come on live to do those, then make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. Have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.